Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build guide for the Elder and the MindForce Commander subclass in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a mod that was made by Orhin 1985, and the MindForce Commander focuses on both force and psychic damage. It's a lot of fun, and with this we'll be going all the way up to level 20, but I'll show a level 12 build as well. Now you get here the Force Missile doing a 3d8 of force damage. We also have Scary Whispers doing a 46 frightening a target, the Compel, which will compel a creature to move closer, basically the command spell, and Force Wave, which pushes back all creatures and objects, dealing a 3d8 of force damage. Now we get to pick some cantrips. I'd recommend grabbing Firebolt, Bone Chill, Mage Hand to throw healing potions, and Eldritch Blast for the force damage. And then for the spells, we'll grab Find Familiar, Shield. Magic Armor, Mage Armor can be okay. We already have a Magic Missile clone, so we'll take Hex to increase the damage on that. Hellish Rebuke, we already have a command spell, so we don't need that one. And we already have a Thunderwave spell alongside with some Whispers, so we'll take Sanctuary and Armor of Agathis for the rest of those. We have a lot of spells from this subclass here already, which is great. Now our ability score spread, I would recommend going with 14 in our Constitution, 16 Dex, and Wisdom. You can swap these stats around if you want to have a little bit more Constitution. And we'll take the skill proficiencies in Persuasion, Acrobatics, and Perception. And we get at level 2 our Ancestral Power Source, which lets us roll maximum damage, and we can also affect devastating additional effects on our spells. Now we get more spells here. There's going to be a lot of choices where we don't really need stuff because the subclass gives us a lot of great spells. For our meta magics, I'd recommend grabbing Distance Spell and Twin Spell. Extended is really nice too because it can actually apply to some of the gear that we have. Level 3 gives us our Elder Stance. We can switch between a Spellcaster and a Melee Spellcaster hybrid. Now we get some more spells here, and we actually get some subclass spells with Transposition, allowing us to teleport or swap places with an ally as a bonus action. And also the Psychic Ray here. This is basically like a Scorching Ray, but it does psychic damage, which is good in Baldur's Gate 3, especially with the Resonant Stone. Now we'll grab, we already have fire, we have a lot of these spells that we need, so we're going to grab Hold Person so we can crit off of that. And Spiritual Weapon because it does force damage. Meta Magic, Quicken Spell, and our Elder Fighting Style. I'd recommend Defense just for the +1 armor class there. And we'll prepare these as following. Level 4 gives us some more spell choices, which we don't really need anything. Knock can be a good spell, and I guess Mirror Image to increase our armor class by 9. Now our Elder Boosts, these are really good. Sculpt Spells is nice because we can cast our spells and we won't hit our teammates. And an additional bonus action is good because last level we just got the ability to do bonus action spells as like the Sorcerer ability, so really good. Level 4 feat, I'd recommend Alert or an increase to our Wisdom, or Warcaster. Those would be the top 3. Level 5, this gives us our Psychic Bomb, doing a 68 of psychic damage, which has a chance to hypnotize targets. Levitation, which lets you use Force to pick yourself up, and you can use the Force Thrust for a bonus action on landing. And on top of this, we get to take another cantrip. Friends if you're the face of the party, otherwise you could go Minor Illusion. Now our spells, I'd recommend grabbing the best Counterspell, and secondly, Spirit Guardians. Really good. We also then get the Elder Magical Infusion. I would recommend double cast here. We're just a really good caster, and we'll make sure that we have Counterspell prepared at all times. It's just a really good spell. Level 6 gives us our Force Shield. Once activated, you're about to be hit by a ranged attack or a weapon spell, you can use one Elder Power to redirect it towards your attacker and inflict the damage he intended to inflict on you. This is really cool because, yeah, you're no longer just getting blasted away. You can basically just say, no, you, and make them take the damage instead. We'll grab Fireball and Lightning Bolt there for our spells we'll prepare. And as we get to level 7 here, we get some more ones with Paralysis. Paralyze a creature in an area they can't move, act, or react, and attacks within 3 meters are always crits. This is crazy because it's an area of effect version of Hold Person. We also get Force Spectrum, allowing you to attract, repel, project, or smother or control a creature in your way. I'll show these all off in the combat section of the video. Now we also get level 4 spells here. Ice Storm's great for the surfaces, and I like to have Woodland Being here. Now we also get some more Elder powers here. I'd recommend grabbing the second reaction, and Elder Vision's nice if you want to use Darkness. I just posted a video yesterday for the Dark Faith subclass, which is focused on darkness, and I've covered a bunch of the other subclasses if you're interested, but I still think having that is really good. Otherwise, you'd grab the Spell Infusion to get the Arcane Charge there, and we'll make sure that we do have Ice Storm prepared because that spell is so good for crowd control. Level 8 gives a subclass feature, the Chosen One. The Force and the Spirit have chosen you to be their ambassador. You're immune to the effects of Charm, Fear, Fright, Confusion, and Sleep. And on top of this, we can take some more level 4 spells. I would recommend Greater Invisibility. Minor Elementals can work great too. We get another ability score improvement here. You can also grab Lucky, the Alert. We already have the Alert feat, but Tough or Warcaster being the other 2 good choices there. And once we get to level 9, we get some more fun spells. We get our Elder's Mind Blast, which is literally the Mind Blast similar to the one that we get, but more powerful from the Illithid ability, can stun enemies. It's really useful. And Elder's Black Hole, similar, another Illithid ability that does force damage now and pulls enemies in. You can do a little combo here by using Black Hole, pull everyone in, and then just blast them with the Elder's Mind Blast. It's pretty useful. We also then can take things like Cone of Cold and Hold Monster, and the meta magic I'd recommend is Extended Spell at this point. And at level 10, we get to take another cantrip here, I guess Thorn Whip, and we'll take for spells prepared, the Elemental, and you could go with the Destructive Wave, really good spell. I'd recommend grabbing that. Making sure you do prepare, because that spell is just absurdly strong. And you could bring in the Water Elemental, because their main punch will make it so that you deal double damage with cold spells. Very useful. Now we can use Elder Power instead of spell slots with Thrifty Sorcerer. We get Deflagration here, which does a 10d8 of force damage, and will crumble them to ash if it takes them to 0 hit points. And we got Spirit Storm here, which is a 7d8 of psychic damage, damaging all creatures within it and confusing them for 5 turns. Now we also get some more spells. I'd recommend Chain Lightning and Globe of Invulnerability, really good, or Odaluke's Freezing Sphere. We got the ability to cast spells as a melee attack, which is really great. I also like Wise spells adding psychic damage, which is pretty crazy on some of these spells here. Level 12 also gives us a subclass feature, the Mental Interference. When you deal psychic or force damage, you apply Mental Fatigue for 2 turns. This gives them a minus to their mental saves, so things like your Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws. This means that we can land our control spells a little bit easier. It is pretty useful, especially when we have multi-hit spell attacks, like the Psychic Rays, that you can hit target multiple times and stack that up really quickly if it doesn't end up taking them out. I'd recommend Odaluke's Freezing Sphere and Planar Ally, 2 very powerful spells, and we'll have them prepared as such. You probably do want to have actually Globe of Invulnerability on. Now, we'll take our Wisdom increase all the way up to 20 here, or again, Tough or Warcaster feat. And upon going to level 13 again, you can stop at 12, or if you want to continue to 20, we get Force Lock. You create a row of 4 circles, which slow down enemies that will pass through them. And it says which can attract them to. So yeah, you'll have to see. Well then, at this point, there's nothing we need. So you can grab whatever willy-nilly spells you want to grab, because we got everything really at this point. And the Elder boost that we'll be taking here is either the Better Elder style for better spell casting, or go with the Brutal Elder for increased crit, or Dark Decision with the Elder Vision there. So those would be the choices we go with. Level 15 gives us our hidden power, which now whenever we deal force damage, we get additional damage, and it also applies to psychic damage too, so pretty useful. We also get the anti-magic field here, create a no-go zone for your opponents, and it halves all movement speed. Each turn, the affected entity will have a chance to be incapacitated, which takes them out of combat for that turn. Pretty useful. We're then going to go ahead with grabbing really whatever spells you want. For the level 16 feat, we can take Lucky or the Tough feat, especially if we're going to level 20. This will give us 40 extra hit points. Level 17 gives us the Beneficial Death, so if we take out a target, we can then use 1 Elder Power to get 8 sorcery points back. And we also have this spell here, the Lethal Force. So it does a 10d10 of force damage, tending to instantly kill a creature. If it has more than 100 hit points, it'll take that much damage. If the spell fails, it'll take half the damage. It's an attack roll too. Now for our level 18 Elder boost, I'd recommend Brutal Elder here, or that Elder Vision. Give ourselves an increased critical hit chance, because we got a lot of spell attack rolls. We get Chromatic Knowledge now, which lets us cast a spell for free, and we also can take from the other subclasses, which gives us a lot of really fun options. Like you got Corpse Explosion, Breath of Life, Tornado, and even the Elder's Chain Lightning, which is a 13d8 of lightning damage. I'm going to go with that one there. I like that spell. It's usually pretty fun to go with, and we're going to prepare, I guess, we have everything we need prepared, so whatever you'd like. Our final level gives us our Spiritual Deliverance, 10d10 of psychic damage. All the power of your mind is confined into 5 projectiles to destroy the spirits of your target. Each ball deals the 2 to 20 psychic damage. So you do 5 bullets that does upwards of that much damage, confuses them, uses your action and your bonus action. So really powerful spell, but just be mindful of the cost. And for our final feat, since we got Tough already, we'll go with Lucky or an ability score improvement on our Constitution or Dexterity. I'm not going to go over gear options because this build is strong enough. It does not need gear. You can honestly just run whatever cosmetics you'd want, and it deals with it all by the abilities. Now, I forgot to put on a staff here, but you don't really need to. We have so many good spells. Like Psychic Ray is honestly going to be one of our best damage options for a majority of the game, kind of like Scorching Ray, but we do have the very powerful Mind Blast there, as well as the Anti-Magic Field and some other fun stuff. So The force lock is cool because you can lock down a certain area here. We're going to go first with the black hole here just so we can group everyone together and just try to get them all in one spot here. And we have that extra psychic damage. Amazing. So that was good. The best part of grouping enemies up in a certain area is that we can then use this and everyone's right there, but sometimes you can get it so you can hit even targets that you weren't normally going to hit with the black hole, but that's not the case right now. This is likely just going to one-shot everybody there. Yeah, they saved on, didn't take any damage. They got very lucky with that. Now, things may look bad, but that's okay because we got Quicken Spell, which then lets us go ahead with our Psychic Blast here. So I'm going to upcast this one just because I want to get this target down, and then we're going to try and take out a few other targets across the battlefield here. Great range on this here, so we're just going to blast away just like that, and we'll just roll the free crit there. Boom! Yeah, 36 damage on her. That was enough. Oh, we didn't take him out, but he has 6 stacks of mental fatigue, and that's what I was talking about, is you can actually stack up the mental fatigue really easily with this build just because of that spell there. Every time they take it, they get those stacks. So actually pretty crazy. Now we could use a cantrip here. I am just going to go ahead with another quicken spell just because I want to show off all their unique spells. Lethal Force is kind of crazy because you can use that to just take out a target with less than 100 hit points. There's also the Force Missile there and even some others like Deflagration. I'm actually going to use just the Lethal Force there and take this target out hopefully. Boom. Yeah, it nuked them. Completely gone. See you later. And this right here is exactly what we want. We want Counterspell. It's just so useful, especially with 2 reactions. We can't really get shut down. Now I'm going to use Spirit Storm here. 78 has psychic damage. Huge area of effect too. It might pull in some more guards to fight us. Love the VFX. Cool. Yeah, it did pull in more guards. So you know what I say to that? Why not another? So we'll blast away with that. Yeah, that looks so cool. And it'll also alienate the targets there, so they do have that condition there, which is going to make them aggressive to everybody. So they're just going to start attacking each other there. It is kind of funny. I'm just going to deal with this one here and go ahead with one of our weaker spells. I guess we'll use the Scary Whispers here to show you. It's an area of effect version of Dissonant Whispers. We frighten that target, which is great. I'm going to use another Quicken Spell there to just go with a Force Missile. It's probably not enough to kill them, but I'm just going to try it anyways, just to show it. Oh, got a critical miss there. So yeah, that does roll an attack roll, so it can have some other benefits. And they were all just starting to fight each other, which is great. So they'll deal with themselves. That's the best part about it, because yeah, that's nice. And I think this time we'll use the Deflagration here, just to show how powerful this can be. So I'll blast away at that target there and get counterspelled. Lovely. Took them out. I do have to upcast. That's all I got left for spell slots, so I'll just cast away with that there. Boom! That took out both of them and disintegrated them. Love that effect. And to finish things off here, we have one last spell, so I'll use a Psych Bomb here, which is a chance to hypnotize targets. Pretty decent area of effect there, and boom, 94 damage. Finishing them off. So that is the MindForce Commander for the Elder class in Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and we'll catch you all in the next video.